Good morning and welcome here by my art doll class. My name is Mariette Beukes and I absolutely love crafting, painting and doing all sorts beautiful. And these little dolls is just the most amazing little things to make. They are precious, they are fun, and they are just adorable to make. In this class I've got two different ones, so they look like this, but I'm going to show you how to make this one in the class, and you can just play with it and do whatever you want to. Let me put that one away. So I'm going to make one like this and show you exactly how I got this most amazing thing. It's quite a bit of work and I'm going to just go for it and show you. So enjoy the class with me. Here we go. For this class, for this one, if you hear the dogs, I'm very sorry. I don't know what's going on outside, but I'm not going to stop the recording. I'm going to start with this one. And the very first thing I do is take my dowel rods out that I've got them. So I've got 3 or 4 or 5 little pieces. It's my foot, my body, and my head. First of all, I'm going to take a piece of paper. And I love working with scrapbook paper. They are hard, but you can use any paper you want. And I love the flowers that I get in it. So I'm going to try to do my body that the flowers is on it. And all that I'm doing is I'm going to put it down exactly where I want. And I think this yellow flowers, maybe that one there, is going to be nice because it is red and just beautiful. So let's put it there. And all I'm going to do is I'm really and truly just going to trace it. The whole thing. I'm just going to trace and cut out. I normally do this first for me just to see in which direction my little doll is going to go. And what is very nice about this paper is because it's thick, it's not flimsy. But it doesn't matter if you get paper that you like, whether it's wrapping paper or decoupage paper, serviette, whatever you want to use, you're welcome to use it. I must just keep enough space here. And then I'm going to use my craft glue. I use Tombow for it. Tombow is a beautiful, beautiful make. You can see I've painted red earlier today somewhere. And I'm just going to stick it on. Once again, you can use any glue you want. I use Tombow for my scrapbooking and journaling and stuff, so I know it works. And I'm just going to put it nicely on and stick it on my body. And then I'm just going to leave it like this for a little bit to let it dry. If there's pieces that's going past, little pieces, I will use my craft knife at a later stage to just get them off. Okay, then I'm going to use just normal paper, book paper for my face that I'm going to put on. And on this one I'm not going to worry too much about where and what and stuff like that. I'm just going to use my Mod Podge medium and start putting it on. I do it quite thick because I want it to stick. I wanted to not lift at any corners. And just put it on. There we go. And then what I do with my paper, just to make it easy, is I'm just going to tear it in half, and I normally put it in a bit of water. That means my paper is wet and my medium that I'm putting it on is also wet, and that creates very easy way for me to work with it, and then I don't get it to make creases, and I'm just going to put it on. For now, I'm just going to put it away because there's quite a bit of painting work, and if need be later on, I will just use my heat gun to dry them. So for now, I'm just going to put them away. Put that away, and then start painting my little dowel rods. There's 3 dowel rods. That is for the legs, each of the legs, and then for the neck. And I like making them white. Normally I do 2 or 3. This brush is so hard. Why? Normally I like putting, let's get another brush, like putting 2 or 3 colors, coats on it. That just helps me to get them white. But it depends on what paint you are using, and it depends on what look you want. If you just want to like dry brush it and keep the dowel rods brown, you are welcome to. Works really well. And I just paint them to look like this, and then put them one side. I normally, when I make these, I make 2 or 3 or 4 dollies at a turn or at once, and it just works very nicely. Love making this art dolls, and every single one of them has got their own personality, and I just love them, absolutely love them. And you can see I'm not painting very pedantic on these. I'm not sitting and painting like this because it's not necessary. I just want to cover the surface at this stage, and then put them one side. That one I just want to tidy up a bit. And there we go. They can stay there and dry for the time being. And then what I'm going to do is take the little foot piece, and I work on an old plastic trays top. You can use any paint you want, any paint. It doesn't have to be chalk paint, it can be any acrylic based paint. You can use water paint, you can use anything you want. I will not do it with oil paint at this stage because oil paint takes very long to dry. But if I decide later on I want to do flowers or something like that I want to paint on my dollies, then I will go and I will physically start painting them with oil paint. But for now, this is just fun for me, and I love just playing and see what comes out of it. Absolutely love it. And you can see I'm painting on raw wood. I didn't seal it. If you want to seal it, you're welcome to, but it's not necessary if you work with a chalk base paint, which this one is. But your acrylic paints will also work. It's not a problem. But if you want to, you can first seal them with a primer, and then you can work from there. So you can see this one is now nice, and I will put that away and push my brush in the water. For now, I'm just quickly getting my little craft knife because I went over the edges here and I just want to cut it off. So just excuse me for a second. And here we go. Just the one, very nice one. This is a cricket one that I use. It's got a very nice blade, and I'm just going to put it on it and just start cutting it off to get to the base of it. I don't want anything extra. This side's okay. This side needs a little bit off. Just be careful with your hands. You can use a standy knife, All of them works very, very well, and I just get my edges to be nice. This side. There we go. And then I put this one away. So while everything is drying, I'm going to start working on my little dolly. And what I want to do is I actually want to make a little coat. Just start drawing it. There's nothing to it. There's nothing right or wrong. Any way you want to, you draw it. I normally draw my one side a little higher than the others, just somewhat to make it interesting. And then I will just give like a little coat sort of, a little Jackie sort of shirt sort of thing in there. And then I will make a coat that goes with it. So if you look at it, here's my little coat, here's my little in things, or my little Jackie. And so when I start painting it, you're going to see exactly what I want to do. And I'm not going to paint tremendously fine. My art dolls for me is truly playing with it to see how and what I want out of it. I didn't put my phone sound off, so imagine somebody phones while we are busy recording. Let me just get that off. That will not be nice, so I'm sorry for that. There we go. Put that one side. So I'm going to take my brushes. I love working with these ones, the ones that's a little bit round. I like the little thin ones. You can see that one is quite a bit thinner than the others. It works exceptionally well. And all I'm going to do, mustn't go in the paint, is I'm going to start painting. Let's get this closer so you can see. And I'm going to start painting my little coat. And I just put it down and paint it. I don't do anything fine. But if you are very OCD and you want to do it fine, it is your doll. You can do whatever you want. It's your art doll that you can zhuzh up any which way you want. Okay, here we go. And then on the sides, I'm going to carry on. You can see where this one stopped. I'm going to make a line for me there. Where that one stopped, I'm going to make a line there. And I don't like it if my lines go straight, so I'm just going to go like this and cover it or fill it in. On that. And now it's starting to look like my coat is going around. And this side I do exactly the same. And what's nice about this, I'm going to eventually do it at the back as well. I can actually just do it while I'm here. Do the back as well, and you will see I also just go very tattery here. I don't want it to be straight, but if you want it straight, by all means, it's your art doll, make it straight. There we go. And then at the top I normally go as well, and especially on the sides and the back I will paint it as well. Now it looks like that. I'm going to use another brush for my yellow, and this one I'm just going to make yellow. It comes from round about there And you will see I will once again not pay too much attention where the two gets together, because if it blends a bit, it doesn't matter. It looks so nice and normal and just beautiful that it doesn't bother me too much. Paint. And I'll do the other side. You can see here the red is starting to bleed. That is perfectly fine. There you go. And once again, I will turn it that I can make the sides. Everything is nice and like a wet. And I will do the back. And then this side. Here we go. Okay, now for me, I like putting other colors with my painting. I don't like it when it's just one color. I like it when it actually becomes a little bit old and weathered and just look nice. So in these that is still wet, I will just put dots of brown for me. Clean my brush and then go start working it in. That gives me that lovely old look. And my paint is still wet, so it actually works very, very well. It actually blends very well. And if I see it's too brown at certain points, I just go put a little bit more yellow with it. And I will do that on the sides as well, because if I don't do it on the sides, it's not going to look like a cohesive, beautiful coat. Just here and there. And you'll see I immediately pick up the yellow and start blending it. And I'm not working too nicely or too rigid on it. I want it to look old. I want it to look worn and like a Technicolor Dreamcoat sort of lacquer look. There we go. And at this stage it looks like this. I'm just going to put this down and let it dry for a second on this side, and I'm going to do my dowel rods again. Because we're working on wood, the wood is not sealed. It actually draws in the paint very, very of a lot. So if you want to seal your dowel rods first, you can. I don't. Like I said earlier, I like the weathered look. I like the look that it's a bit, you know, just worn. It makes it nice. There we go. And the last one. There we go. And for now, I'm quickly going to dry my face because my face is still wet. Remember, I wet the paper before I used it. So I'm just going to use my heat gun and quickly dry it. If you don't have a heat gun, a hairdryer works as well. just dry it quick. The head has got quite a lot of work in it, so I would like to show you this one that you've got time to make it. There we go. And all I'm going to do is cut this shorter or smaller and use my, let's see where it is, my sandpaper to sand it off. If I go and I just go on the edges with it, it will automatically come off and be flush. I use an 80 grit sandpaper. It just works easier for me. You can use a sand block, you can use an emery board, anything that works for you is fine. And if you don't have any of them, you can use your scissors, you can use your craft knife or your Stanley knife. So as you please. And at the crown, I'm just going to cut them a little bit. And just take them nicely off. On this side, I can see that it's lifting a bit, but it's not going to bother me at this stage. I'm just going to leave it as is and just let it be. Now for my face, I just went and I got a little face of Facebook, of Pinterest. So what I've done is I got some eyes and I just see that they can fit on this. I traced them off and now I'm going to use them. So what I'm doing is I will put this paper, this is a carbon paper, on my face. I will put the little facey where I want it, and with my hands I can feel where the face is and how it works. And then with a pencil I'm just gonna trace them. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I just want the outlines for it. It's nothing that you have to, if I go and I sit and I trace it exactly. I just want more or less the shape of it. I also don't do the eyebrows, although on this one I did trace the eyebrows. I've traced them here, but I'm not going to trace them on my dolly because I actually saw that that doesn't work very well for me. Normal carbon paper is all that I'm using to trace it, and a normal HB pencil. And then I'm going to start playing with my face. Now first of all, I use black quite a lot. I love black. For me, that pops everything. And I'm just going to start painting the top part of this. I'm going to paint black. Just make a stripe and start painting this black. You can see I'm using a very fine brush. You can use a bigger brush, it's just the one I picked up. And I'm just covering this. Now what works very, very, very nice is if you do the front and the back at the same time, because then you know you are done and everything is right and you don't have to go back to it. So I will just do that. And then next to the side I will just go and paint that as well. Maybe I need a bigger brush for this, otherwise it's gonna take long. See, just take a bigger brush, especially if you're not working on the face itself. And I'm just covering everything in black. You can make the crown any color you like. It's your doll. More black. and then I make the whole back side black. You don't have to, but for me that just works a little bit better. At this stage I might decide later to do something else with it, but for now I'm just doing it whatever color, and then I'm going to just dry it. It dries very quickly, which makes it quite nice to work with. And the only reason why I am drying it right now is because I'm going to put the head down and I don't want it to pick up other colors. There we go. Okay, put that away. Get the little brush again. Now on your face itself, you can play as you like. Let me just show you, I'm still here. You can do on the face whatever you want. If you want to make it that it is just a plain face, nothing to it, not too arty-farty, you can do that. You can even print a face and stick it on. You don't have to paint it. You can do absolutely everything and anything. But I'm going to show you how I've painted my faces. I like the little bit of arty-farty. I like the little bit of abstract. It just makes my dolly, for me, a bit more weird. So I like that. But I know that if I make more, I will definitely go and print some faces. So let's go. It's that on top here. So for this one, I'm going to use this color. And once again, I'm just going to go, and from the eyes, I'm just going to make a little mark for me to show that I want to paint everything on this side, this color. It looks like a mask really, but the mask is on top of the eyes. I love this color. It is just an amazing color. It is I don't even know what to call this color, but if I get myself, I've got it again, I think it's called amethyst or something like this. I'm not sure. I will have a look and see, then I'll post it for you on our Facebook group. And there is my little face that side. And then let me take another one, so you can see it's starting with my lips, my eyes, and then those. And then I'm just going to put white around the eyes because it actually just pops them for me. Now this paint that I'm using it's not a very good coverage in white, so I have to put 1 or 2 coats on it. But I like working with it because sometimes I like the words to come through, and sometimes I don't. So I work with the one that's this one because I can manipulate them. If I wanted to cover one in one go, I will use a white that is actually more potent than this one, and that will cover everything in one go. And while I'm busy with this, I'm somewhere going to put in the white of the eyes. Here we go. And for this eyes, I think I'm going to make, I've got brown eyes on one, I've got blue eyes on one, so let's make green eyes on one. And then I'm somewhere going to put in the eye color. You will see I make a very bright, vibrant green, and I can dull it down with my white. If I want to. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to make it very green so that you can see nicely how they look. And I'm not too concerned if it's not completely around your pupils and stuff. It's not completely round. It doesn't bother me that much. And then let's put in the mouth. You can make a pink mouth, red mouth, whatever color mouth you want to make. But I like the red. It actually just stands out. on all the little thingies. And then I'm going to go black to my, let me just clean my brush here. I'm going to go back to my black. I'm just going to put a line for me here. You will see I'm steadying my hand with my pinky or with my palm of my hand lying on the table, because it makes it easier for me to just steady my hand. And then I'm just going to put little dots. So I'm using my brush to make these, and I'm not too concerned about the nose or where I'm going to put the nose or anything like that. I will get these, but I will leave a space for the nose. And my nose is also very abstract, so you can see I just made little dots and stuff for it. And then I will go and make my little nose. I take white, black, and I just make a grey for me that I can make a little lighter if I want, because I don't want this thick black thing in the middle of my dolly's head. Okay. You will also see that I do have a paper with me, or paper towel with me, and I will clean my brushes the whole time, especially the small brushes. And now I'm just going to draw in a funny nose for me. It's really not a nice nose, it's just a little blob with a little sharp point. And why I'm doing that is there's so many people that says they can't draw faces, and then they stop trying because they can't do it, and then at the end of the day it doesn't matter. And then I will go back and just finish up my dots to go all the way to the nose. Okay, and then I've got a very dark color here, so I'll use a little bit of a lighter one. And I'm just going to put a thing that comes all the way from there down to the nose and up. Like I said, this is just abstract. I've done it before, so I know how it goes. You're welcome to look on Pinterest, get anything you like. It just gives you that little bit of a extra color that's lying there. Now it looks like this. And once again, I'm just going to dry it quickly while I'm busy cleaning my brushes. And now I'm going to use the back of this one, of this brush of mine, and I'm just going to put dots everywhere. So on this little one, I'm just going to put dots. You can use your round tools for this if you've got round tools, but this works as well. You don't always have to buy the tools to be able to make magic. You use what you've got. And that is how it's starting to get shape, how it's starting to look nice. There we go. Absolutely love it. And then I'm just quickly going to get something else while I'm thinking about it. Just give me a second. While I'm here, I'm just going to put a stencil. Let's first dry it a bit. The dots takes a bit longer to dry than the rest of it, but it doesn't take that long. And now I'm just going to put the stencil on. I'm scared that it's going to smudge it, but I will fix it if it does. And I'm just going to use my white paint. And on the crown section, I'm just quickly going to very lightly stencil just a pattern there, that it looks just cute. There we go. You can see that it's starting to get the pattern. Love it, absolutely love it. And now I'm going to use the same back one that I did now, and I'm going to put a copper just here, because the copper always makes it so nice and vibrant and playful, and you can just do so much with it. Love it. And if you want to put more, you can put more, but it's up to you. I normally put some on my crown here as well, and I will just keep going. I'm not going to do the whole crown now because I've got more stuff to show you, but you get the idea. I'll just do the one side. You get the idea of how it looks. But if you want to put copper, you do silver, gold, anything you want, you can put on it. And you can see then it's got that little dot here. I made a bit of a stuff up. Let's make it nice. And your head is slowly but surely starting to take shape on it. Now, one of my tricks that I really like doing is working with pens. You can use any pen you want. If you do not have art pens with you, you can really and truly use a black ball pen, yeah, big, one of those. Now I use these ones. This one is a Faber-Castell one, absolutely love it. This is a Statler one. The one's point is just a bit smaller than the others as far as I know. And this one is a white gel roly pen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw little lines in here everywhere where I put the dots. So yeah, that's just to give you something else on your dolly. You can make stars, you can make hearts, you can make dots, you can do anything you want. You will see that I stopped short of my eyes, so I didn't carry it through. I will show you a bit closer now, because now I'm going to draw in my eyes with the black pen. And just draw them in. Nicely. And as I draw them in, I will decide how thick the lines around my eyes must be. But because I'm doing something that is very arty-farty, I actually want to put emphasis on the eyes. So if you look, you will see this eye I've already drawn in, this eye. This one I haven't, so you can start seeing the difference in it. I'm going to finish this one quickly that you can see how it differs when you start working with the pen. So what I've done is I've put it around the iris or pupil or what it is, the colors of the eyes, and then I'm going to put my black dot. Now don't make your black dot too small, don't make it too big, but I normally put it that it is on the, that it's not completely round in the middle of your eye, because that looks funny. Put it just that you see about 3/4 of it, and you can start seeing how it differs. So now I'm just going to do this one as well, and as soon as I do that, our little face is starting to get shape. It just looks pretty. And if I want to do little eyelashes, I can put them in now. On this color, it makes not really a big difference till you are close to it, then you can actually see the eyelashes. And don't be hard on yourself, just enjoy the process. I will also do the lips a little bit, just to make sure you can see where they are. Not as harsh as what I did the eyes. And then as soon as I'm finished with that, I will finish this little dots that I've made, because now I can see exactly where my eyes are lying. And then I will just put a little line around this one, just a quick line to emphasize a bit, and that you can see where it is, nothing too much. And there is my little art face done and dusted. I can still put stuff here on this. I'm going to put my little dots that I've done on this side. I'm going to do this side, but for now that is how my face look. That away for now, and then I'm just quickly gonna paint this side of it just white, so that I've got a color on it. On this you can put washi tape, you can paint it another color, you can distress it, you can stencil it, you can do, I didn't do that side, you can do whatever you like on this white, but for now I'm just making it white. I can show you more of the lacquer stuff that we are doing. On this side I'm just going to fill in the black quickly before I put it away. And there my little face is done. I want to show you the white pen while I'm thinking about it. You can see the difference between the black and this funny color. I can always put in with my pen a little white line there, just to bring it out a bit. It works very well, your white pen. I use a Rolly pen as a gel medium pen, and I use the number 10, but you can use any one you like. And that is my head done and dusted. Let's put that away. I'm going to get back to my little dowel rods. The one dowel is going to go into the head itself, and now you can start seeing how it's going to look. My other ones still a bit wet, so on this one I'm just going to use black again. You can do your socks any way you like. So I've done on this one, let me show you quickly. On this one I made lines, so I just took my brush and I made lines on it. But I want to show you, the lines are very easy to make. So you basically just take it and you make a line on it. So it's very easy. But on this one, just to be different, I think I'm just going to put my brush down. So I'm going to put my brush down and I'm going to put it down. So what's happening is I'm making little hearts. So you put it down this way, and then you've got little hearts. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to vary them, that as soon as I turn, I put them where the others are not. Awkward. So you see in this gap I will put them, and it will give me that nice way that they look, that they are scattered. And if they're not perfect little hearts, it doesn't matter. And there is my little leggies, and on this one it's going to be hearts. And then I do the next one. So I will just show you again. I put my brush down that way, I pick it up and I put it that way. So just little hearts. And the smaller you work, the smaller they're going to be. You can, or the more dainty they're going to be. You can also use your pen, your black pen, to do this. It depends on how much time you've got. Now, I love working with my pen and doing it. But for the video's sake, if I'm going to sit here with a pen and I drew 50 hearts and wasting time, I don't think that's going to be nice. So let's just put a couple more here. And then I can put it down to dry. Okay, we're going to get back to the body on this one. And one of the main things that your character must always have is hands. If it doesn't have hands, how are you going to work? So I'm going to give it hands, and I'm just really going to start drawing an arm, and then I'm going to make a thumb and a hand. So it's just the thumb. Remember, I told you that I'm working with paint that's a bit more translucent, and that's just the way I like it on this specific projects. So I will have to paint more than once over it to get that look. There's my little hands. I'm quickly going to dry it while I'm going to paint this one. I forgot to paint this one in earlier. A little top here. While I'm drying it, I'm still going to put on my second coat over it, and then we can carry on. If you want hands that is more prominent or really hands, you're welcome to print them. You're welcome to take your time and paint them. But I like them that they're a little bit just there. Just give it a second. To dry. Be very close to being dry. It takes quite quickly, and all I'm going to do is take my paintbrush again, and I'm going to put little lines for me on my hands, so they look like little stripes, or a little jersey, or a little something that she's got on. It just gives you that beautiful contrast to everything. The paintbrush I use is very fine. Love working with them. It is it's a R0, so they're very cute and very sweet. But now you can see how everything is starting to fall into place and to just work nicely. And once again, if I want, I can just put more dots for me this side, and if I want, I can put here. So this is where you start playing and just do the most magical things. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So now I'm going to start putting everything together. So these ones I'm just putting in. That one, I make sure that my heart points down, because it's not going to be nice if they point up. Oh, this one doesn't want to go in so nicely. Doesn't want to go in at all. Let's see. Maybe I've put too much paint on this side. There we go. There we go. Okay, and there it's in. And now I'm going to put my dolly top of it. I still think I've got a problem with this leg. I will sort it out now. There we go. And now my dolly is starting to get together. I can also go and put on my head now. Forward, and I actually think, but my Dell's is the same size. I think, there we go. There it is together. Love it, absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my black pen again, and I'm just going to draw very, very random quick lines. So I'm not going to sit like this and draw it exactly where I painted. I'm just going to draw a line. It's not even, I'll show you now, it's not even necessarily on the exactly where it should be. And sometimes I like going over it twice or 3 times, depends on the look and feel that I'm going for, and that you will see when you start doing it. Around the little hands, and also around the little face. Just random drawing. So all it's doing, it is just defining exactly where you want your lines to be. I also like doing it on the sides, very, very, very quickly. Nothing to it, just to show that there is definition between them. So then I've got a book with all sorts of quotes and beautiful things. It is a Marlene Art by Marlene book, and then you just go into your book and look for something, any quote you like. Any quote, you can make them dark, you can make them light. I like the black on this, it's just, I like the black for now. And this one, see, be kind, let's take that one. And the be kind will become, if I get my goodie, will become my header of my doll. So this is my be kind doll. And on the foot piece, you can also, this one, see, love more, fear less. I will stick this there. And with my white pen, I will just make a little border around it that you can see. This is where everything that I want to say on this art doll is. And that is my little art doll. This is how you make it, what you do with it, how it works. Let me quickly show you from the top. And this is my little art doll. And if you look at it, it looks nearly the same but completely different than this one. Gorgeous. Every single one has got their own personality, their own look and feel. They are so gorgeous, they are so lovely to make, and you can do absolutely anything and everything with it. It is just fun. Enjoy it. If you want to buy a kit, we do have available. Let me see what you've done with it. Send your photos. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.